You ever come home so tired you could taste your own pillow, like your brain's running on fumes, daydreaming about silence the whole way back? Then you roll up to your place, and, I swear, life just slaps you in the face with something so bonkers your soul practically floats out of your skull to watch the disaster unfold from above. That was me, rolling down a sun-bleached dirt road in Arizona, still shaking desert dust out of my boots after a year sweating over wastewater pits in Qatar. 90 degrees in the shade, 12-hour days, counting down the hours till I could finally come home and feel that canyon breeze on my face, creak those old wood steps under my boots, smell the sun-baked juniper, and just be. You know what I mean? Sometimes, all you want is quiet. Just you and your land. Nobody asking for anything but your own heartbeat. This land wasn't some wild dream. I bought it with overtime checks, every acre paid for in sweat and stubbornness. A little hilltop slice of heaven I picked out because it was HOA free, titled clean, not a neighbor for half a mile in any direction. I did everything right before I left. Hired a security service. Avoids rattlesnakes, respectful from a distance, with the absolute understanding that getting too close will end badly for everybody. So imagine this. I come up that last bend, expecting the old, rusty cattle gate and a mess of creosote, but instead there are brand new fences, fresh wood, not weathered, with pastel stucco walls and solar panels winking at me from the hillside. Belonged. People out on the porch with their sunglasses and wine glasses, laughing like they own the place, like the universe runs on pool day calendars and HOA bylaws. For a second, double-checked my address, but there it was, my little old house, shoved behind a brand-new fence like a forgotten tool shed next to a country club. And then the kicker, a sign, shiny as a diamond, nailed to the gate. Stone Ridge Circle, private access, HOA members only. That silence I'd been craving? It got replaced by the kind of roar you only hear in your chest, made of pure disbelief, anger, and a heavy dose of "you've got to be kidding me." But I drove up anyway, because what else do you do when it's your land? Out steps a woman, perfect curls, beige linen suit, working real hard not to sound like a man about to lose it. This is my land. That's my house. Who are you? She doesn't even blink, just tips her head like I'm a toddler pitching a fit over the wrong property. She flashes that same polite smile, like I'm a lost puppy. "Well, Mr. Martin," she says. "Riley," I snap. "Riley, this land sat unoccupied for over 12 months. Under county abandonment and emergency housing provisions, it was granted transitional development status. We applied, were approved, our community voted to expand. You should have received notice." She said it like she was official. "You can submit a dispute through the HOA portal. But just know, we've invested over $600,000 into this community. Any reversal will have consequences." That's when I realized the game she was playing. I didn't stick around to argue. I just walked back to my truck. Because when fury hits that slow, simmering level, talking's a luxury you don't waste. I drove the perimeter, if you can. Call it mine, watching those houses squat on my dirt under the Arizona sun. Every patch of dust, every twisted stump, I knew by heart. History you can't bulldoze. And now it was all fenced in, wrapped up in HOA branding like someone had tried to dress a rattlesnake in pearls. By dusk, as the canyon cliffs turned copper and the shadows stretched long, I knew this wasn't a mix-up. It wouldn't end with a handshake. Next morning, I was at the county records office as soon as the doors opened, dropping my name, my parcel number, everything but my blood type. The clerk pulls up my file, frowns, swivels the monitor. Statement of intent to vacate and forfeit property, dated 11 months ago, signed with my name, and, get this, countersigned by my father, who'd been dead 7. Arms loaded with fraudulent filings, was my match-in-hand moment. I sat there, jaw clenched, heart pounding, thinking, they didn't just trespass, they tried to bury me in bureaucracy, slap a bow on my own foreclosure, and present it like a party favor. Well, if they wanted a paperwork war, I'd bring artillery. First stop, county zoning, where the air smells like stale coffee and lost hope. Clerk finds fast-tracked permits signed by a zoning supervisor named Delaney Sharp, 3 months from application to approval. Impossible. And where's Delaney? On leave, pending review. The rot was already showing. Post office was next. Every scam starts with stolen mail, right? Clerk checks, blinks, says my mail's still forwarding to a Phoenix office, Stone Ridge Property Management, LLC. They intercepted everything. County warnings, legal notices, you name it. Cut me off before I even knew I had a fight on my hands. Smart. Cold. But you don't outsmart a man who's hijacked my utilities and built houses on my land with my stolen power. Not squatters, not a mistake. A land grab, dressed up in HOA perfume. Lavender, citrus, and pure malice. I pulled up to the new gate, hit the call button. Stone Ridge Circle, how may I assist? This is Riley Martin. I want access to my home. Silence. Then the line cut. I sat there, staring through the bars. Breathing slow. Footsteps behind me. I turn. There's Karen, clipboard queen, this time in desert casual, flanked by two dudes in matching HOA polos. Mr. Martin, she says, syrupy sweet. We followed all processes. If you want access, you'll need to sign the HOA conduct agreement, pay dues, attend orientation. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I didn't realize people like this still existed. This isn't a community, I told her. It's my land. Her smile cracked for half a second, then snapped back. You can escalate legally, but it'll be expensive and slow. Or you could cooperate. 3 days later, I filed my first lawsuit. Not glamorous, not satisfying, just a stack of paperwork sliding across a lawyer's desk. My attorney, Dana, sharp as a tack, zero patience for nonsense, looked over my files and said, "We'll file for injunction. You've got a clean record and clean title. This is obvious fraud." I finally breathed. Good, I said. Let's burn this down the right way. Then came the countersuit, accusing me of interfering with community operations, denying essential personnel access, obstructing public interest housing. Holdrich, same last name as Karen. My stomach hit the floor. Called Dana. Tell me that's not her relative. Uncle, she says. Never recuses himself from HOA cases. Classic. Humor left the building, strategy moved in. We filed a motion for recusal, got a new judge, Harper. Stern, neutral, all business. Then I built my own justice team. Leo, cybersecurity whiz from Kuwait, send him. Everything. We'll make them wish they stuck to potlucks and parking tickets. Angela, retired NYPD investigator. I'll dig till we hit bedrock. That's how you fight. Information, patience. Pros who turn corruption inside out. Nights on the porch, breathing that cold air, listening to coyotes sing backup to my frustration, reminded me the land was still mine, not because of paperwork, but because the wind, the dirt, the horizon said so. You shouldn't have built here, I whispered. You shouldn't have touched what wasn't yours. War wasn't coming. It was here, and I wasn't losing. Leo's first find. Someone had hacked my security cameras, deleted footage, looped an offline message. IP traced right back to the Stone Ridge HOA office. Angela dug up photos from a drone. Glad you're open-minded, she said. Always, I replied. Her lawyer talked boundaries, easements, conduct codes, like I should thank them for the privilege of being robbed politely. Just sign the HOA agreement, he said. I leaned in. Curious. Who notarized the authorization? In-house or outsourced? Karen swallowed. Her lawyer fumbled. Break called. I stepped outside, called. Dead father as co-signer. Retired notary living in Oregon. Legal fraud appetizer. Then the real meal. IP logs of HOA hacking, deleted footage, drone shots of a legal construction shell company. Payments back to Karen and an HOA memo. Assume he won't return. Proceed under abandoned status. When Dana read that, the room went still as a tomb. Judge Harper closed her folder, hands steepled. Property rights restored. Full compensation ordered. Unlawful structure subject to owner discretion. Findings will be referred for criminal review. The back door opened, 2 sheriff's deputies. Her HOA enforcer stopped breathing. They cuffed her, marched her out. She wasn't angry, just stunned that reality finally followed the rules. And when I got home, I didn't call the wrecking crew or burn anything down. I kept the houses, turned one into a guest home for friends and family. Porch looking over the canyon, like it was meant to. The other? Rented out, listing name, the house HOA. Built. Booked solid in 48 hours. HOA dissolved, members scrambling, lawsuits flying, fences ripped down, Utilities restored, mesquite replanted. My land breathing free again. I carved a sign by hand. Former HOA compound. Trespassers will be politely mocked, then prosecuted. Last week, a couple drove 3 hours just to see the place. Is it true? They really built on your land. I leaned on the fence, nodded slow, looked out at the horizon, and said, "Want a tour?" So I'll ask you straight. If someone tried to erase your home, your land, your life, comments. Right, wrong, angry, curious, let's hear it. And if you've ever tangled with an HOA nightmare, share your story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember, out here, peace isn't given. It's kept. See you next time.